Dungry will only be fitted on the waistline. You will have your exact measurement only on the waistline, to the extent that the shape of the trousers will look like a skirt. It is only when the leg is being opened you will know it is a trousers. In this tutorial, I'm showing you how to make a palazzo pant. So the wideness of my fabric will start from the crotch area. You can see the space I have in between the hip level. So this is where the increment starts and it goes downward until it gets to the hem line. Also, for this type of trousers, I will still maintain the curve I have on the outside of my trousers. I will maintain this to the crotch area. Then on the inseam as well, I will maintain the shape I have over there because I did not slash this. But if you are making a dungry, no curve on the outseam, no curve on the inseam. Everything is going to be a straight line like a basic trouser pattern. So the connection is going to be a straight line downward. So you can see what I'm having. Let's assume I want to make this a straight line now. So which means I still need to have more fabrics by this side. So the connection is going to be from the waist straight down to the hemline. Then on this side as well, the connection is going to be from the crotch point and it's going to be on a straight line. No curve, no shaping on the knee area. You can see what I have here. So it goes downward on a straight line. So that is how to construct a dungry trousers. So in this tutorial, as I said earlier, we are focusing on palazzo trousers and I will continue from where I stopped. Now I have my fabric and patterns pinned together, as you can see. So the next step is to shape the hem line of my trousers, then the waistline of my trousers. So I will start with the waistline. I have to reshape the waistline because of the slashing I did on the waist area. I cut out the darts and close it back. And anytime there is opening and closing, that is slash and spreading, there's always be a break point on that point. So that is why I have a broken point on the waist area. As you can see, this part is longer than this part. So I will have to reconstruct the waist area. So after reconstructing the waist area, I will add my seam allowance of 1/2 inch immediately. So I have the waistline reconstructed, then I will add my seam allowance. Okay, so now I have this done and I'll move to the hem area. On the hem area, I will be covering the hem line like so in order to have that effect of palazzo. You can see the shape I have. So it's not going to be on a straight line, it's going to be a curve. So guys, now I have the hem line shaped, as you can see. So the next step is to work on the outseam side of the trousers. So I will be reconstructing the outseam because this is a palazzo. The shaping I have on the knee area is not needed. So I will be constructing this with a perfect straight line onto somewhere around the upper part of the knee area. This also depends on your preference. Okay, so where do you want this shaping to start? You can start anywhere above the hip area. In fact, it can start exactly on the crotch line, but as for me, I want to maintain the curve I have by the side of my trousers. I will be positioning my ruler like so. If I want it to start somewhere around here, I will position my ruler this way. Can you see what I have? So this is about 3 to 4 inches above the knee point. Then I'll connect it straight down. So that is why I said it all depends on your preference. Okay, so if I want it to be above the point, I will take it up. So this is the crotch line. I can take it about 3 inches below the crotch line, so which falls somewhere around here. So that is the exact point I want to shape the out seam of my trousers. Then I will take it straight down to the hemline, and I have something like this. Can you see what I have? So this is what I'm working with. Then I will go to the inseam side and I will reconstruct that side as well. For the inseam side, I want to maintain the curve I have on the crotch area. So you can see the shape I have here. I don't want to take this down from the crotch point on a straight line. So for this reason, I will maintain the same 3 inches below the crotch point I used on the out seam. So that is the point I will be constructing my straight line. Then I have this as my palazzo pant. Even with this, you can see the shape is really looking beautiful. From the waist to the below the crotch, I'm going to have a fitted pant. It's going to be about 3 inches below the crotch area. You can see what I have. So this is done based on my preference. So you can also create your own style based on your preference. So now that I have this done, every construction is done. So the last step is to add seam allowances. I told you for this style we are going to add our seam allowances on the front panel and back panels separately, so not together this time around. Okay, also the zipper is going to be by the side, it's not going to be at the center front. On the out seam side, I will add 1 inch of seam allowance from the waistline, following the shape I have by the side downward to the hem line. On the inseam side as well, I will add 1 inch of seam allowance. So always take note of the seam allowances you add to your fabric. Okay, then I will take this downward to the hem line. So after adding my seam allowance, then I'm good to cut out my fabric. If you notice, I did not draft pattern separately for this style. So this style does not require having a pattern. Okay, it is a straightforward style. All I have here, all the markings I have here is not much. So there's no need of drafting pattern for the style in order not to waste my pattern paper. So now I will proceed in adding my seam allowances. So guys, now I have my seam allowances added all around the pattern. On the waist area, I have half of an inch of seam allowance, 1 inch here, 1 inch by this side. On the out seam side, I added 1 inch from the waist downward to the hemline. Then on the hem line, I did not add extra allowance because I have my hem allowance added on the pattern, so I can proceed in cutting out my fabric. So guys, now I have the front panel cut out. So this is what I have after cutting it out. The next step is to place notches on the appropriate places. Just the way I've been explaining to you, you have to place your notches before removing the pattern. So I will place my notches on the fabric. So after placing my notches, then I will repeat the same process in cutting out the back panel. So here is my back pattern. And as I said earlier, this back pattern is without seam allowance. So I will repeat the same process in cutting out the back pattern. I will cut out my dart, open up the center, then spread my pattern on fabric. Okay, I will reconstruct the hemline, give it a curvy shape, and I will reconstruct the waistline as well, after which I will add my seam allowances of 1 inch all around the pattern, except on the waist level where I will be adding half of an inch. So I will be doing this off the camera, and I will be back to show you the next step. So guys, now I have the front and the back panels cut out, as you can see. So this is what I have for the front panel, and this is what I have for the back panel. So you can see the crotch, the waistline, the out seam, the inseam, and the hemline. So I apply the curvy shape I have on the front panel as well. You can see what I have. So I have the same shape for both the front and the back panels. So guys, this is going to be the end of this module. Let's meet in the next module, where I will be showing you how to construct a palazzo pant. For this style, the zipper is going to be by the side, and the pocket is going to be a curved pocket. So this is going to be different from the pocket I showed you in the previous module.